everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Cover Art Conversations. And today I have the pleasure of talking to Landon, graphic designer and creator of Wale's latest album cover, Everything is a Lot. Welcome, Landon. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Thank you so much for coming in and yapping and chatting. We're going to talk about all things graphic design and cover
Yes,
art and
sir. Yes,
in
sir.
general. So I'm super excited. So jumping right into it, I want to start from the beginning. So what was creatively your childhood like? Like, did you grow up around a lot of creative people, or were you kind of like the creative black sheep?
I would say, that I was, I kind of grew up around creative people. Like my brother,
Mhm.
for instance, I would say he's very creative. He was very into fashion and
Mm.
music, artistically. Like so, that's where I kind of grew up around of, and
Mm.
also my sister as well. She does fashion as well, and my mom she did like collage books, like for family photos. So I think a part of that kind of got put into me. So yeah, that's where that come from.
So I come from a fashion too. My mom is big into fashion. So what are the types of like fashion related things that you would see your siblings dabble into?
My brother would dabble a lot into Grailed. It was like a website where you would find like I would say foreign clothes, luxury
Yeah,
clothing, very
yeah.
like exclusive items, and I would see him go and find these pieces on online and stuff and like bring it home and he'll let me wear some of it. So I would say that that was a part of it.
Yeah.
Uh thrift like just thrift going to the thrift,
Hmm.
finding anything and try to make it look fresh or fly and stuff like that. So yeah.
The art
That's
of that is crazy too. Like being able to like have a vision to see one piece and like have the vision on how this could look fly is like crazy. I don't
yeah.
really have it, but when I see
I,
people have that skill,
yeah, I think that that was definitely a part of what helps me make art today is
mm,
like just using such limited materials and making something out of it. And I kind of that kind of relates to like thrifting where you're just going to a store you don't know what you could find, but you could find something really good and try to mix it in with all these other random items within the store. That's kind of how it relates to my art a little bit.
I love that because that always sounds like true like alchemy to me, like really being able to transform one thing into another thing, like
Yeah.
super fire. So, okay, so growing up, you were around, your brother who was into fashion and thrifting and stuff. So, what were kind of your interests as a kid? Like, were you always into, like, was it kind of like you were just doing what the creative things that other people in your family and even your friends were doing, or what was that development like?
Uh So for my childhood, I was really into basketball. That I wanted to be a basketball player. That's all I really ever dreamed of being about. But I kind of went into fashion a little bit through high school.
Okay.
I went to do like modeling and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it was at first it was basketball, and then it went into like modeling and fashion. And
Mhm.
then once I hit my 20s, I kind of shifted into art. We'll get to that part. Like, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I definitely want to know about that. And so in high school, you said you wanted to model. So were you part of like any clubs or programs? Because I had a fashion moment in high school too. I took like sketching, and I would literally skip class to go to my art teacher, my design teacher, Miss Rose, and she would be like, "Girl, this is not your free period. What are you doing?" So
I
what
would
types of things were you involved in high school?
I just loved street fashion,
Mm-hmm.
just wearing stuff that was unique and stuff that people never really would see people wear occasionally in high
Yeah.
school. Dressing dressing a little bit, I would say older for my age.
Okay.
Like, like something that people wouldn't really see the kids wearing at the time. I went to high school between the years of 2015 to 2019.
Okay.
Those were my years of high school. So yeah, I was just trying to just wear stuff that helped me express myself. I was always like very quiet
Mhm.
and fashion and basketball is what really helped me gain friends through high school, because people will always ask me where you got those, or if I wanted to play basketball, I'll play with them and then make friends through there. So those two things really helped like shape a big part of me for real.
Yeah, I was in high school around the same time as you were. So, who were some people that you were like tapped into, if anybody, like on social media or in the fashion industry? Who were some of your influences on that front, if any?
Hmm. I would definitely say ASAP Rocky for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I really grew up during that time. I would definitely say he was a very big inspiration.
Mhm.
So I would say him. In terms of basketball, Steph Curry,
Okay.
just like people that was really taking those like shifts, like
Mhm.
going away from the norm and kind of saying, you know what, I'm gonna do this my way, and just seeing how they succeeded in their lanes by just being themselves. That
Right.
was the same thing I was gonna take on in the future for whatever career I was gonna do.
I love that. That's true visionary, like, vibes. Like, ASAP was a rapper, but he was super into the fashion, and even like
Yeah,
Steph Curry, and these are people that are like bigger culturally outside of their profession. So you were on
exactly.
that early. I love that. Whether you knew it or not, you was like, this is what type of time I'm
Yeah.
trying. So after college, I mean, after high school, what was the plan? What is that when the graphic design and mixed media started to click for you? That was something that you wanted to do. How did that transition happen?
So right after high school, art didn't immediately start because I was gonna take a year off of college, or
Okay,
just do like a break, because high school just ended, and like a month later it was like, all right, back to school, and I'm like, I just really didn't want to do it because I felt like it was just too quick of a transition. I didn't feel like I was really ready. I
right.
didn't feel like I've grown too much to the point I was ready for that transition after high school, like
Hmm.
some other people.
Hmm.
So right after, I took like a year long break, and I was just on Pixlr. It was like this free Photoshop thing.
Hmm.
I couldn't afford Photoshop, so but it was a Pixlr, and I was just making memes and funny stuff to my friends, and we were just like making jokes of each other, just throwing stuff in the iMessages,
Yeah.
in the messenger chat. We just laughing and stuff. And then I think my sister seen some type of random piece I made of myself, because I wanted to do modeling, but I wanted it to be a little bit different.
Hmm.
So I forgot this guy's name on Instagram, because this is way back. This is like 20. This is probably still 2019. He
Okay.
was doing modeling, and he like would Photoshop his coats to be extremely big or something like that.
Mhm.
And it was like modeling, but he put like a twist on it. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna do something where I'm modeling, but I'm making art out of it.
Mm.
So my sister seen that, and she sent me these two artists. One name is Carrie. I mention her all the time,
Mhm.
and another one is Langston Namadi. And she was like, "Oh, you should do stuff like this." And they were just making art pieces, and I'm just looking at it and like studying them, and trying to like try to just like pick little stuff that I like from their work, and try to do it. And that's how that began. And then it was a year break, and it ended up turning into more, because I just kept getting more and more interested in what I was doing as time went on. And I was just like, I'm getting better, but I was getting better naturally, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Where it
Yeah.
was like I wasn't really focusing on how much time had passed. It would just I would just wake up, start doing work, wake up, start doing work. It wasn't I didn't look at it as a career for the first 3 or 2 years.
So you said this is around 2019. So did the pandemic like affect this process at all? Or
It
like
it
do you
it
think
boosted the process.
Mhm.
I feel like when everybody was stuck in the house,
Yep.
it I think it mentally helped me, because then it made it feel like everybody was in the same position as me.
Yeah, it was
It
evil,
didn't
evil plan.
yeah, it felt like it didn't feel like I was in a need of rush because nobody else was going anywhere. So I
Yeah.
was so so I pretty much felt comfortable being in the house, just working nonstop because nobody else was leaving. So I think the pandemic really helped. And I think it did the same thing for music and other professions where it's like everybody's in the house and everybody has these tools. You have to make something online digitally. So
Absolutely.
everybody's like doing things from scratch and new people are just popping out of nowhere, just making stuff. So the pandemic definitely, yeah, it helped shape a lot of things.
I love talking about like artists and creators' relationship to the pandemic because I learned Photoshop during the pandemic. I was in school
Yeah.
for media production, and it was like right before I was like in my junior year, about to get internships, getting ready to think about what I needed to graduate, and I was getting ready to be in the field with it and like working the cameras and do the producer stuff. And then the pandemic happened, and I was left with all these programs that I didn't even know how to use, and I just started clicking around, and
Yeah.
the rest is
That's how
history.
yeah, that's how it is. Like you have so much time. You're like, I'm just gonna learn something. And that's how it felt. Like I was just like, oh, okay, this is interesting. How did this person do that? And that's how I kept getting better was just looking at all these artists and saying, how did they do that? And how can I get better? How can I learn from these things? And just studying and looking and really analyzing the details to really figure out how can I become the best artist that I could be. So
I
that was
love
what the
that.
pandemic was like.
That's such well, not really a creative secret, but a really good skill that I hear a lot of people talk about, like not copying, but trying, like having such an appreciation for a specific style of art that you want to create that, and then in that
Yeah.
process, you find your own,
You
like
find your own
your
self.
own groove. And it's so cool because at the time, like to your point, like you didn't really realize that this was you was like getting your reps in, I guess you could say,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you're so immersed and so present in it, which I think is a really cool. I think that's a really fire process of it, especially because you're like, well, I'm just vibing for real. I don't
Yeah.
have.
And I think a part of it that really helped is me starting out as at a young age where it's
Yeah.
like you're not you don't think your life is over. You don't like you're not really searching for jobs. You're not
Mhm,
moving out. So
mhm.
you're just calm and collected. So you could do
Yeah,
this as a hobby. Like you could just sit there and be like, okay, no, I'm just doing this for fun. And then as time
exactly.
goes on, you start taking it a little bit more serious and getting better without you even knowing. So yeah.
It's such a great way to kind of take advantage of like naivety, like when you're a kid and you don't have well, I'm saying kid, but like when you don't have the perspective of when you're not thinking about stuff like that,
Yeah,
it's so powerful. I think being naive in that way is I think that
exactly. Yeah, adulthood really wasn't in my mind.
yeah,
Like it was just like, okay, I'm relaxing, just do this, and then I'm just having fun, and then it just turned into something. So
adulthood isn't even really still in my mind right now. At my big age, I'm still like, how can I just la 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 la? Like I don't
yeah,
even want to think about the heaviness of the world. So I love that. I think that's really cool. So what was your first kind of project that you were like, oh wow, this is what I'm doing. This is it. Like what after
Hmm.
you had got those couple years in, and if you can remember, was it like an art show? Was it a commission? Like what was that
Oh
moment that
shoot.
was like, wow,
More
we did.
years is passing. It's starting to get hard to remember. But I would say, hmm, I'm trying to figure out what stuff came before which.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I would say, I think my friend Will, his name, he goes by Rejects. He's a photographer.
Mm,
Um, he allowed me to put my art at his pop up show down in Bowery,
okay.
in Manhattan,
Yeah.
and people were just walking by, and people loved it. And I think that was my moment, my specific moment at that time that I was really getting towards something, just seeing other
Mhm.
people. Because, like, it's one thing to see people praise your work online,
Mhm.
but to see them do it in person is another thing.
It
They're
hits
two
different.
yeah, they're two different things.
Yeah.
So to see people really like your work in real life is like, it just, I don't know, it just really sparked something within me to really know that, like, okay, I could really do this. That's one of the moments. Another moment I would say, hmm, I think working on my friend's album cover, that was
Mhm.
one. When I did it, it looked it just looked professional,
Mm.
it- where it had that, okay, I'm not too bad at this. Like like but like it had that feeling where it's like, okay, this is really professional, and this came out really good and everybody loved the cover. So that was another moment for me that really like struck me to keep going.
And then what did that cover look like?
Hmm.
You can remember.
It was him sitting in a playground,
Okay.
and it had like these like rips of like ransom letters, and it said just
Okay.
smile on it.
Mhm.
And I think that was during the time I think I was buying like collage packs and stuff like that.
On
So
like digital
yeah,
collage pad?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was buying digital collage packs. I was buying a lot of like different packs and stuff. I don't know if they still exist. I haven't looked at that website in years. It
What
was
was do you
called
remember the name of the website?
it was called Black Market or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's still cr Creative Market? Was it Creative Market, or was it literally Black Market?
I think it was called like Black Market.
I think I know what website you're talking about, and I think
Yeah.
they definitely still have assets and
Yeah,
packs.
yeah. They
Yeah.
had so many packs, and I would just buy them. And like
Yeah.
with the money I got during the time I was a creative, and
Mhm.
I like, if I got a commission, I would just go to Black Market, buy some new
Mhm.
stuff to like test out, see what I could use for the art. But yeah, I used that for his album cover, and it came out beautiful, and I'm grateful for that opportunity to this day.
I would love to see it if you can find it, if you
Oh
know how to
yeah.
put
Oh yeah, I
in
could definitely. Yeah.
your hands. I would love to see that. Okay, so that was like your first project that you can recall that you're like, all right, this is something I could really do. Like, let's turn it up, let's heat it up. So at that point, were you interested? Did you know that you were gonna just freelance or do commission? Like, did you have a plan at this point yet, or are we still kind of just like vibing? You know?
We was we was still vibing. We was
Okay.
we were just like, let's just make art. Let's see
Yeah.
who like it, and just keep going around, and just like see who want me to do their work. I was
Mhm.
passionate in doing album covers, but I wasn't too passionate about it yet. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. That's such a like a pure vibration to be on. I love that. So fast forwarding to now and kind of looking at your style and the things that you create, I feel like for you, I see a lot of portraits and like I see a lot of exaggerated features and like the eyes and the mouth and things like that. So,
Yeah.
what is kind of your intention behind that, if any at all? Is it just kind of something that feels good, or is it just like you found your style and you locked in on it and we just gonna take it to the moon?
I it's it's really hard to recall where it all started.
Yeah.
Really, I always tell people that my inspiration does come from like Odd Future, like early
Okay.
day mixtapes and stuff like
Okay.
collage,
Yeah.
and where they would like mess up with faces and stuff like that. So that's a part of it. But then another part was just me just like loving the idea of grills and stuff like that
Mhm.
from my dad listening to a lot of southern music when I was growing up.
Mhm.
So that part came from there. The eyes, and I think that just came through me just experimenting, and and I love experimenting with art and just trying to find new things to make it look nice. And just sometimes it could have a meaning, but I don't really recall what the meaning was.
Yeah.
Like, but that's how it all started. With that, was just me experimenting and going, "Oh, this looks nice. Let me keep going with this and looking and see if I really like doing this." So yeah.
So what's your first step like creatively when you have a new idea, or if it's you're a commission, like how do you approach your projects?
Hmm. Oh, so like we talking about like commission projects?
Yeah, yeah, or
Okay.
commission or personal. If it's different, tell me
Okay.
tell me
Oh
how
yeah,
you.
they definitely two different things.
Okay.
So I'll do the personal first. Personal projects, I usually just go from my eye. I like certain images and angles
Mhm.
that really capture my attention, where
Mhm.
it's like this image is really speaking to me and I could just really break it down to how I would like it.
Mhm.
And and then from there I would just like look for different photos to go with it. Does this need to be does this need to be very abstract, or does this need to be simple?
Yeah.
That that plays a lot into it. I would also say I would go on my iPad and sometimes just make random drawings and see if like I like the idea a little bit.
Mhm.
For for commissions, for commissions, it get a little tricky because one thing and one goal, and I'm still keeping up to it, is that I don't want any of the covers I make to be exactly the same.
Right.
So I always ask, okay, what's the idea for the cover? Let's see the references, and then from there we could draw some sort of inspiration to meet at a middle point, and we could
Yeah.
make the cover, and then from there it's just perfect. So sometimes I ask for photos. Many of the times I ask for photos. I need a good catalog of photos.
Yeah.
Probably like, I would say 30 and up. Like I would
Mhm.
need like something where I could just really look into these photos and see which one is the perfect photo for me to just crop, use, and put it right there so people could like understand the meaning of the album. So
I love
that's
that.
how I that's how I go about it when I'm going through a project. Is really, I would say it's more about the test of my eye to see which photo really works for the project.
That's super cool. That's super cool. So even outside, okay, so I have so many questions.
Not,
Okay, so let's kind of go back into the whole sports thing for a second, and then we're gonna bring
yeah.
it full circle. So you do, I mean, commission or not, right? That's kind of like your favorite. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's, I feel like, what you are most passionate about, as far as like you're combining your sports and your talent for graphic design and getting that in the middle. So how do you pick like what players to kind of like to emulate, to reflect in your eye? Like what's that like? What types of things are going through your mind? Is it more of like, and I don't know about basketball, child. I don't know about sports. I don't really know. So is it like the who the player is that you are inspired by? Is it how they play? Is it the culture
Mm.
of the player? Like what
It's
assets?
like it's like sometimes it's a combination of all of those where it's like, okay, this person is culturally important to the sport. This
Yeah.
person has a meaning. This person is just a muse. I
Mhm.
usually use Allen Iverson as a muse to like,
Mhm.
if I'm making something very, very new that's experimental, I would use him as a muse to like test that field that I'm starting out with, just to
Yeah.
see if I really like it, or just to see if people really like where it's going sometimes. But I would use him as a muse. Sometimes it could just be the photo is amazing and I just want to use it and make something out of it. So it could be all three when it comes to basketball. I just want to keep making art about basketball that really show like the different sides of it, and like just blending two different worlds into each other.
Yeah, I love and I love how you do that, and I can't wait to see how that evolves, how your skill and your eye for that, how that evolves, especially because there are so many things that go into like basketball and playing and culture. And it's so funny because I was literally just talking to someone else and we talked about the intersection of like sports and art in that way.
Yeah,
So I think that's really cool. And again, with the whole you using Allen Iverson, he's somebody else that has, like your Tyler the Creator, your ASAP, that has been able to transcend his vibe outside of his profession, which
exactly.
seems to be a common thing for you,
Yeah.
which I love so much. That's so cool. So what's like your as far as like when you're creating and you're gathering inspiration, what are the perfect conditions, or not perfect, but what are the most ideal conditions for you to create? Like, how do we get into your flow state? What does that look like?
Uh, One, I would say I love creating at the nighttime. I don't know what it is, but it was a period it was a period in time when I was making art where I was making a lot of the pieces like during the day,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't like a lot of those pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went back to just doing late night art and just like having the music on, and it just got back to me again where it's just like these pieces, I don't know, connect so well with me when it's just like very late at night. I'm talking like 12 a.m., 1 a.m.,
Yeah.
2 a.m., and I'm just like working through the night and just like forgetting the time, and then I look back, it's like almost 4 a.m. So I think that process definitely has to do with me working in the night. Maybe it's because it's very quiet,
Yeah.
and especially since I'm from New York City, it could be loud during the day, but
Yeah. It's not
but
like dead outside. It's
exactly,
definitely like a hush, like a hum, which I
yeah.
love too.
It just feels like I don't know, it just feel peaceful, and
Mhm.
I think that really helps me create, especially for like certain pieces. So yeah,
I agree wholeheartedly. I do a lot of work at night and it's hard because I gotta get in with the people, especially like having clients and stuff. I'm like, oh, I can't
mhm.
stay up till 4 a.m. creating and then be sleep all through the day. And the people are up and they're like, hello,
Yeah.
what's going on? So that's definitely a hard, like a hard thing to straddle in that way. So you said you like listening to music. Like what's your vibe? Are you like a slow, like are you jazz, R&B? Are you more like an upbeat hip hop? Like what kind of music
Uh, I would
is that?
say hip hop,
Mhm.
uh, R&B, jazz, a lot of jazz recently, but
Mm,
I would say a bunch of different stuff, really. Like, as long as it sound good and it's in the right moment for me to really create,
yes.
then I would listen to it. It really is, it's no restrictions to what I listen to when it comes to like when I'm making art. But a lot of times it's something that's like very slow when it's nighttime.
Yeah. Like you don't want to rage all the time
Yeah,
at like
yeah,
4 o'clock in the morning, guys.
yeah.
I definitely agree with you on that. I love putting like my whole entire library on full shuffle, just like whatever feels right in this moment.
Yeah. I can't I when I'm making art, I don't really do shuffle. I pick the songs individually.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, I can't, sometimes I just really can't do shuffle. I don't know why. Like, I just like to just pick the songs individually.
So are you like a playlist person too, or no?
I
Like
was
you
I was making playlists for some time. I
okay.
was sharing them on my page.
Oh,
It was like 200 song playlists
I see.
and I did a series. It was like 8 parts. Uh, and I think I made, I want to say it was one every year. I think it was like maybe two every year. And these playlists were just songs that were just on repeat that I was just
Mhm.
like listening to while I was working. And I stopped it. I think I stopped it last year. I stopped the series. But it wasn't no reason. It was just like I wasn't really listening to songs on shuffle no more. I was just picking the songs myself. So
Yeah. That's so interesting. That's like very, very like meticulous. Like
yeah.
in a way, I like feel like I need a this kind of vibe for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Like if I just hear something, I'm like, oh, okay, this remind me of this song. Let me go to that song now, and
Yeah.
it just goes everywhere. So
That's my favorite thing about music though. Like I love when certain songs like sonically sound like cousins. Like it'll be
mhm.
some certain artists and even outside of different genres. I'm like, these songs kind of sound the same. I don't know if it's the lyrics, I don't know if it's the beat, but they got the same grandma. I always be saying. These songs got the same grandma. So speaking of music, so let's talk about that Everything Is a Lot album cover. So can you take me through how that ended up being a project of yours and what were the influences for it? Like, did Wale know off rip what he wanted? Was he kind of like you rock out? Like what was that like?
it was it was like a combination of like both things where it's like, okay, I want this, but I want you to be I want you to be yourself. One thing about Wale that I love working with him was he's very, I would say, particular, but he
Okay.
was very kind. he wasn't really
Awesome.
he wasn't rude. He was a very nice guy, and I loved working with him. Where it was just like we both didn't want to give up on this project. Like we both wanted the art for the album to look perfect for the album, and we it was nights I was staying up for once again 4 a.m., 3 a.m. sending over just sending over work and just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm like, let's do something like this. Let's do something like that. He's like, oh, I like this. And one part about the album that kind of changed was the chain. The
Mm,
chain was the chain I wanted the chain to be painted, but he really wanted to incorporate my style. I was willing to just do a painted one because I was
yeah.
just like, it kind of fits better. But he wanted to really incorporate my style, which is mixed media art,
Right.
and do like a mixed media chain on it. And he really loved it. And I appreciate that. Like another artist really kind of like showing love and homage to the actual artist. That's what I
Mhm.
felt like it really was. So I appreciate him for that. And it was a great time making the cover.
Oh, I love that. So the whole cover, was it based on a pre-existing photo of Wale, or was it you were did you kind of just make
It's based off of a photo of
okay.
Wale, and then it just like we kind of went from there and made something really special.
Oh, that's super cool. I love that. I genuinely really did love that cover. I love album covers that can be standalone pieces of artwork.
Hmm.
And I feel like this type of album cover in relation to the content of the album, I think fits really well, especially like with the mixed media and it's like choppy, but it's smooth and it's clean at the same time. Like definitely really well done job with that. And so then what was that reach out like? Like how did were you like, oh, are you like a fan of his music to where we're like, oh shoot, like Wale is reaching out to me? Or
me and
what was
my me, me and my brother grew up listening to Wale, so it
yeah,
was dope seeing that. Like, I even mentioned it to my brother how he we had this video game. We played PS3 a lot, and
yeah.
it was this game called SmackDown versus Raw. It's WWE, and
Mhm.
it would allow you to put in your own entrance music, and he would hook
Mm,
up his like iPod and stuff like that into the PS3 and put songs. And there's this song called "Beautiful Bliss" by Wale,
yeah.
and I would use that as the entrance music in the game. And so just seeing him reach out, it was just a dope feeling because it really brought me back to my childhood of like listening to his music and using it in a video game.
I love that. That's super cool. Because
Nice.
that's why I love asking questions about, childhood and what are the things that you're interested in because I love hearing full circle moments in that way. Like those are definitely like core memories for you and your brother and then like years
Yeah.
later for you to be able to work with one of those artists like something about that is so fire to me. Did you have any challenges creatively when doing this album cover at all, or was it just kind of like smooth sailing on your end?
Uh, I would say it was a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
This probably I just did EM Triplin project 7 or 8 months before,
Okay.
and now I was set up for another mission with
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's really big in the industry, a legend, and
Mm-hmm.
like it was just this pressure of like of this idea of if I fail,
Mm-hmm.
or if people would not like the cover. That was really something that I take the cover art stuff so serious where it's like
Right.
I want these covers to be the best there ever was, and I want them to live through time, and I want it to be I want to be the greatest. So it's like I really take this work serious, and I just was so I just was so worried, and I wanted it so bad. That's that like I wanted to do the Wale cover so bad, and I didn't want to fail. So I would say to artists, don't worry about failing. Just keep doing the best work. Do what you normally do. Just
Yeah.
up it just a little bit. Just do a little
Mhm.
bit better, and you'll be fine. And if you do fail, another door is gonna come knocking. So like just just stay just stay cool on the pressure. You'll be okay. And as long as you communicate with the artists themselves, you
Yeah.
definitely get it done. That's why I said I loved working with Wale because we really didn't give up. And we just kept working on this cover until we reached like a point where we was like, yeah, this is great. And it was perfect.
That's so cool. So in the process of, you're creating and kind of combating this inner pressure, like how do you self-soothe in those moments like that? If you do at all, or is it just kind of like in the back of your head and you're just keep going, or what are you just encourage yourself in that way? How
I
do you
just
overcome that?
I just I just love the idea of just like when an artist say when you have the artist happy or what you just sent through. So like if they
Yeah.
hit you with a I don't like this, then I just go back and just make more work. Like
Yeah.
like I just love working, and I love working with these artists and seeing what really captures their eye. How can because this is a different field from just posting on social media of stuff that you
Right.
like, because you
Right.
don't really have to meet nobody expectations but yourselves.
Yes.
So I already have very high expectations for my own art when I post it online. So just it if working with Wale, it felt normal because I was just like, okay, like that, boom, I'm gonna send
Yeah.
another one. And I'm just creating because I love creating and I love trying to make different meanings for what this entire album. I didn't even hear the entire album, but
I was gonna ask that. Like, were you
uh,
able to hear what the project was like? Did that inspire you at all, or was it just like,
I heard I heard like 2 songs, but I just used that and what Wale was really telling me to go for, and I just crafted something from that, and I was just like, like let's go, let's see if this work, and it worked out pretty well.
what were some of his like buzzwords or like adjectives as far as what he wanted the cover to be
Mm,
like, if you can remember?
I don't think I don't necessarily remember the
Yeah.
buzzwords and stuff like that. I just remember the mixed media chain part,
Okay.
where it was like that was really like something that was prominent and like something that he wanted. So
So outside of, working with Wale and outside of creating album cover art, just you as an artist and all your projects and portraits in general, have you ever felt that like pressure before? I know you say you hold yourself to a high standard, but was that like the highest form of pressure that you felt as far as your project is concerned?
Ye- yeah,
Okay.
that definitely was the highest because it really, like I said, a legend in the game, and it's an album cover. It's an album cover. It's not a single. It's an album cover. So like
Right.
people's
Right.
listening to this from front to back. They're gonna be looking at the album cover. So
Yeah.
it would just that was the pressure really, was like, I need to I need to do this cover really. Like, not only to solidify my name, but also to boost my confidence to keep going, you know? So that was the pressure really.
And then looking back at it, well, not looking back because it's still fresh, but like
Yeah.
now that some time has gone by, do you feel like, yeah, I did this cover justice?
No, yeah, for sure. Every time something drops or I make a cover for something, I instantly love it. After once I hear the music, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they had the artist had the vision for me to
Yeah.
work with it, and it makes sense. So
I love that because sometimes as creatives we can disconnect after we produce, like after the art, after we get it off and finish it. There
yeah,
is sometimes a disconnect, but I love that you love your art. And I get that vibe. Like I was even saying earlier, well, I don't know if I said this out loud, but how you even write like blurbs and like small descriptions and pieces
yeah,
of art. And I think that also speaks because you don't have to do that. You could just give us the art and just be like, "Oh, whatever." But I
yeah,
love when artists kind of have that passion and that tenderism as far as their art is concerned. I think there's something so
yeah,
vulnerable about that. And I say that because I think that is translated through the album cover. So
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I would
good.
say that that album cover really helped me do what I'm doing at the moment of like creating these stories within the NBA, and
Hmm.
like, because that cover kind of is telling a story through the whole album. So
Yes.
that I could thank Wale for helping me right now. So yeah,
Yeah. Again, I'm excited to see the evolution of that as well. I think that's work that's gonna age very well. So
thank you, thank you.
um, you're welcome. So more a little bit about you. So I was doing a little bit of research, and one thing that I noticed about you personally, and as far as your art is concerned, is yellow. There's a lot of like of the color yellow. I mean, on your website and your profile picture is like so yellow, yellow, yellow.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that intentional? Is that just your favorite color, or like
I
what?
think I just like that color.
Okay.
I just like that color. I just thought it was. I just think of like, just like capturing people attention, or just capturing the eye, and then there's just this bright yellow just pops up and you just look at it like. So
Yes.
that's why it's like one of my favorites, and it just looked nice. So
Yeah, I think it's so interesting because, and I ask this because I'm really like dabbling into color psychology right now, and like, what do like when certain artists and creatives have like a color that they're so drawn to, I feel like that really speaks to them as an artist. So the fact that I'm seeing all this yellow, I feel like it's just so bright and open and like just happy, just overall high spirits, and I
yeah,
think that is something that's really reflected through your work for sure.
thank you, thank you.
So wrapping up, I got a couple more questions for you. One thing I also was really curious to know about you were what are some of your other interests outside of mixed media art? How else do you get, inspired, if at all, from some of what?
Uh, Video games, movies, TV shows. So, and then recently I just started doing like wood carving art, like
Ooh.
just doing different stuff and like looking at different medias and just like getting inspired, really like looking how stuff was developed in like
Mm.
the process of it. So, I think those are the different stuff that really inspire me.
That's so cool. How'd you get into wood? What made you want to dabble
I
in wood?
don't, I don't know. I forgot what it was. It was very recent.
Yeah.
I was at an art store. I saw like this thing of wood there. I got the tools, and I was just like, what if I just put my art on some wood and just like carve it into it and see if it worked? And
Oh
it looks a
yeah.
little cool. It's my first ever wood carving piece, but I didn't
Yeah.
finish it yet. So
And this by hand, that's like when you with the hammer and you're like
yeah,
chopping.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's super cool. I think I've
Yeah.
actually recently just saw a TikTok about that, about somebody talking about their process of that.
Yeah, it was a very fun process, you know. So a lot of my work is already mixed media, so it's like physical and digital at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's dope to even make something that's 100% physical. So
Right? I love that. Especially for me, like something that I enjoy too is pottery and clay. And it's just a different way to exercise my hands because I'm so like graphic design on the computer,
mhm.
but it's still a different, it's another way for me to stay creative. I love that. I think it's important for creatives to have something outside, especially if your job is creative, if your job is painting, you need to be graphic designing. If your job is graphic
Yeah.
designing, you should be in other forms, other art mediums for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's super cool. And I guess my last question for you is where creatively, what are some things, some projects, some people, places? What do you want to do with yourself within the next few years creatively? What's some projects or things that you want to be a part of?
Hmm. My sights are still on the NBA, so I
Okay.
definitely want to work with that. I would love to work with some more artists that I think I would love to do cover art for that I feel like would work. One of them, I don't know if you know them, they're like a band. Their name is Cruiser. I want to work
Mm,
with I want to work with Samino, Easy, Saba,
ooh,
uh
that would be fire.
Mike, Kendrick and them. Those is at the end. Those is at the
Yeah,
end. They're not right now.
I feel
But
you.
yeah, it's so many different artists that I want to work with. Those are just the main ones right now that I'm thinking about. Uh yeah, and then it's just the NBA, more artists, and also doing galleries, exhibitions
Ooh,
for my work.
for sure.
I think that would be really dope. And yeah, that's what my focus is on right now.
Yeah, that's very fire. Those are some things that are definitely doable and definitely what I see for you, especially because you have a crazy catalog of really, really good work. So that would be super cool to see. And I lied. I said that was my last question, but I actually have one
No,
more
no.
question.
Oh yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Because I just remembered, I'm like, why don't I ask people this? But what's your favorite album cover art or most memorable, most
Hmm.
creatively significant album cover art? Off top, because I know there's literally so many, but even when I ask you, you can give me ballpark of some things that come to your mind.
I would say my favorite one, my favorite one would be Paid in Full, Eric B and Rakim. I have it on the
Ooh.
wall right there. But but that's that's one of my favorites. I don't know, like I think I think when I look at that album cover, it just really gives you everything that you need to know. Like you see the
True.
money in the background, you see the Dapper Dan suits and the gold
Mhm.
chains. It felt like New York, and I just love the style of it. That's definitely one of my favorites. Okay. Just the extra like ground turkey or whatever. Yeah, it's like a little bit left. Sorry for that.
You
But
can go.
yeah, I would say that. I would say I think I got Jay-Z over there too. I would say the Blueprint.
Mhm.
Uh
Mhm.
hmm. Oh, I got this here. Yeah, I got this here.
Oh yeah, gotta have Solo.
Yeah.
Love me some
I
Solange.
I love I love how simple that is.
How many album covers are you looking at right now? How many? I see your eyes. Like, are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm like I'm not looking at too many. I'm looking at four.
Okay, 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 okay,
I'm looking at my own album cover.
okay, okay.
I'm looking at Tyler the Creator, and I'm looking at Nas,
Oh,
and then
dope.
Solange is right there. But yeah, I'm trying to see which ones. Nas could go in there too. Illmatic
Yeah.
could definitely go in there.
Okay.
Yeah, those are some of those definitely some of my favorites.
Good handpick. You know, you saying the paid in full is and especially with the big gold jewelry and everything, and like tying it back to Wale and the whole thing with the gold chain, like that is that is so
Yeah.
perfect. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Landon, for chatting with me today. I really, really appreciate it. It was
Thank you.
so
Thank
fun
you.
talking about creativity and album covers and things like that. So, yeah, where can the people find you? Just Instagram? What's your website? Like, tell the people.
I'm on Instagram, Landon_Khiry, Twitter, Landon Khiry, TikTok, Landon Khiry, LinkedIn, Landon Khiry. Website is Earth Day with 2 Y's. Am I missing anything? Threads is connected to Instagram.
Right.
And I think I covered all of them. Yeah, all the platforms, all the platforms. Landon Khiry, LinkedIn. Oh yeah, I already said that. Landon Khiry. Yeah.
Love that. That's super cool. Thank you so much again, Landon. I really appreciate you
Thank you for having
chatting.
me.
Okay.
I think when I look at that album cover, it just really gives you everything that you need to know. Like you see the money in the background, you see the Dapper Dan suits and the gold chains. It felt like New York, and I just love the style of it. Yeah, I would say that. I would say I think I got Jay-Z over there too. I would say the Blueprint. Oh, I got this here. Yeah, I got this here.
Oh yeah, gotta have Solo.
Yeah.
Love me some Solange.
I love how simple that is.
How many album covers are you looking at right now? How many? I see your eyes. Like, are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm not looking at too many. I'm looking at 4. I'm looking at my own album cover.
Okay.
I'm looking at Tyler the Creator, and I'm looking at Nas.
Oh,
and then Solange is right there. But yeah, I'm trying to see which ones. Nas could go in there too. Illmatic could definitely go in there.
Okay.
Yeah, those are some of those definitely some of my favorites.
Good handpick. You know, you saying the paid in full is, and especially with the big gold jewelry and everything, and like tying it back to Wale and the whole thing with the gold chain, like that is that is so perfect. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Landon, for chatting with me today. I really, really appreciate it. It was so fun talking about creativity and album covers and things like that.